we have another story. A storyteller from Colombia, where one of my favorite storytellers, one of my favorite writers comes from. And I've introduced this writer before as someone who I think writes fantastical stories, but in fact what he himself says, we're talking about Gabriel Garcia Marquez here, he says, I don't make up anything, because you live in a place where things are so fantastical and so absurd and so strange. You just write down reality, and in Europe they think, oh, it's magical realism. It's life. It's what happens to us. And in his most famous, most known book, 100 Years of Solitude, he said that he invented one thing, where one of the final children born in this epic family history, and he invents that this child born out of incest is born with a pig's tail, and he's so proud that he made up one thing in that whole fantastical book. And you have to imagine this is a book where people turn into spiders, where someone just simply because she's so heavenly, just one day putting the sheets up to dry, just goes up into heaven and disappears. The pig's tail is the only thing he made up. And when that book was published, letters started pouring in from around the world of people saying, wow, thank you for writing our story. I had a pig's tail and I was too afraid to tell anyone. And now I can share it. And then he realized, okay, even that. Fine. Ladies and gentlemen, warm round of applause for Raul.
Okay. I have titled a children's story. A story for childs. We tell sometimes our childs. But for you, an introduction. Colombia is a land of mountains. Those are mountains that begin in a sea of 7 colors and climb all the way above the clouds where we can see snow. And there are birds so big like this room. Those are the Andes. Between the Andes, there is a river with those brown waters that you might have heard in the news nowadays, and when it gets nasty. And it's the river that was the river that has driven the culture and stories of Colombia all the time. This is the river where the Spanish came up looking for gold, and stories of childs with piggy tails came down. This is one of those stories. In the river, in one of the turns, there is a town. There is a town of those Spanish towns. It has a square, which is a square, with a church on the north, the town hall on the right, some markets, and many houses. All the houses, all even height, all of them with one blue line below, white line below, above, wooden doors and wooden windows. In one of those houses, there is a kitchen. There is a black kitchen for the smoke of the kitchen made with wood. In that kitchen, there is a woman, Ursula Iguaran. Ursula Iguaran is this old woman that has seen it all. And she's cooking there the breakfast for his grandson and granddaughter. She's preparing the chocolate that you smell when it comes out, and then the corn, the maize corn, the arepas, and you just see the feeling that they come everybody and it sits there, and then she puts the breakfast for their kids, and everybody's enjoying it, and then she says, you know, I have the feeling something terrible is gonna happen. And his grandson and granddaughter, like, oh, come up, Grandma, just don't worry, nothing happens in this town. What can happen in this town? Nothing happens. Diego, the grandson, stands up and go, like young men goes to play what's one thing that is called pool, that you have 3 balls, and then you put them. And he's playing there against his friend Alejandro, and then they are playing, and he's winning a tremendous game. And just the last one is a very easy one. There's just the 2 balls there, so he just has to put that in the middle, and Alejandro says, I bet you that you're gonna fail. I bet you the whole game, 100 pesos, which is a lot in Colombia, that you're gonna fail. What does Diego do? Young man, Of course, he says, of course. And then he prepares. He looks. What happens? He fails. He fails the thing that is impossible to fail. And Alejandro says, ah, got you. And Diego said, yeah. You know, the point is that I was thinking that my grandmother said today in the morning that something terrible was going to happen. And Alejandro said, you're just such a sickle, stupid. And he just takes the money. He buys sometimes for his house, and he gets home where is his mother there. And he said, where did you get all those stuff? So what kind of business are you doing? No, it's just a stupid guy of Diego lost the complete game because he was thinking that something terrible was going to happen, because that was his grandmother said today in the morning. And the mother, yeah, come on. Imelda, the woman that helps them, listens that and enjoys from the tea and goes to buy meat for lunch. And then goes to the butcher, Don Pedro. And she goes, Don Pedro, can I have please 1 kilo of meat for lunch? And he just takes it, he prepares. And before she leaves, she goes, you know, give me better 2. Because they are saying that something terrible is going to happen. And then she takes 2, and then comes the next woman. They say, oh, Don Pedro, can I have 1 kilo of meat, please, for the lunch? And he says, take better 2. Because they are saying that something terrible is happening. Oh my God! My grandmother is my son and my granddaughters from the city. Give me better 4. Short, long story short, Don Pedro goes, kills all the sells all the meat, goes, kills another cow, sells all the meat, and by noon, all the meat is gone. All the vegetables is gone. Everything that you can eat is gone. And then, at noon, when there is no shadow, everybody's sitting in the square looking at there. And it's an empty square with no shadow. And you can see the heat. You just see it, how it's hot. And somebody says, look, it is hot. It is always hot at this time of the day. What did you expect? And everything's in silence. And then a bird comes and it lands on the middle of the empty square with the heat. Look! A bird. There are always birds. We live in the tropics. What did you expect? Yeah, but never at this time of the day. And never when it is that hot. And then the guy just pushes the other, what are you doing? And they pushes it back, and then they start fighting and fighting each other. And the guy just, what are you doing, stupid people? I mean, something terrible is going to happen in this town, and you're worried about it because it's hot? You're worried about it because this stupid bear came into this place? I mean, I'm leaving! And he leaves. And then the other one says, if he leaves, I leave too! And he leaves. And the other one starts leaving, and everybody starts leaving there. And everybody's going, and then just packing everything out of the town. And one of them, before leaving, if something terrible is going to happen in this town, they are not gonna take my house. And then he turns a torch and puts the house on fire. And then when he does that, I do that too. And then all the houses start burning and stuff like that. And then you see the caravan people going up there. And in the caravan, there is Ursula Guaran with his grandson and granddaughter. You see, I told you that something terrible was going to happen.